I didn't have a limited liability company or a corporation, much less a partnership. I didn't even have a year with my business, and I still got approved for the Chase Inc. Unlimited card. And I'll show you how you can do it as well. Let's go. Welcome back to Tito's Financial Corner, where we talk about credit cards, points and miles, as well as travel. Today, we're going to go over one of my personal favorite credit cards, which is the Chase Inc. Unlimited card. We're going to cover the current offerings of this credit card, as well as the pros and cons of this credit card, and who this credit card is most suitable for. We'll also cover the most frequently asked questions, whether those are questions that I had when I was applying or questions that I saw on Facebook groups or other YouTube videos. So let's get started. There is no annual fee on this credit card, which is absolutely great, especially if you're a small business or a new business. The last thing you want to worry about is paying a fee for a credit card when you have business expenses that you have to take care of. Right now is the best time to apply for this credit card because the welcome bonus on this credit card is you would get 90,000 ultimate reward points for $6,000 worth of spend in the first 3 months that you have on this credit card. Usually the welcome bonus is about 60,000 UR points, so the 90,000 is an absolute welcome bonus. This is also one of the main reasons why I applied for this credit card in November of 2022, because that welcome bonus was just too good to pass up on. This is also the best time for you to hit that subscribe button as well as that like button. The multiplier on this credit card, that's right, I said multiplier as in singular, is 1.5% back on all of your transactions. There's no specific multipliers for travel, for shopping, for dining. It is all 1.5%, which, hey, again, it's still great, especially since the minimum is 1% with most other cards. You also get a 0% intro APR for the first 12 months that you have this credit card. While in this channel we always preach that you should never carry a balance on a month-to-month basis, this credit card would give you the option of putting in a large transaction, getting that welcome bonus, but still not pay any interest for the first 12 months that you have this credit card. This credit card also comes preloaded with different protections and warranties, as well as travel and emergency services. Let's talk about the pros and cons of this credit card and who this credit card is made for, as well as who this credit card is not built for. Starting with the pros, the welcome bonus is at an all-time high, so this would be the best time to get a business credit card, especially if you were looking at the Chase Inc. cards. You get a higher multiplier than the standard 1%. While 1.5% doesn't seem a lot, it can add up real quickly, especially if you're saving up your points with one of the Sapphire cards, as well as the Inc. Preferred card if you're looking to transfer your points out to Chase's transfer partners. This is also a great beginner business credit card. And here's what I mean. If this is your first go around with business credit or business credit cards, the last thing you want to worry about is annual fees or trying to get the highest multiplier possible. So having a standard 1.5% on all your transactions is great, and also not having to worry about paying a pesky annual fee. The cons of this credit card is that it does have a bit of a high minimum spending requirement within the first 3 months in order to get that welcome bonus. You would have to hit $6,000 worth of spending in the first 3 months. Now, for example, I was able to hit the minimum spending requirement on both Chase Inc. business cards, but I did have to stretch myself a bit. I had to make sure that this was the credit card that I utilized for every single transaction. So before you submit that application, please make sure you have a plan set up so that you can hit that minimum spending requirement. This card might not be a great fit if you're a business owner and you want to maximize every single one of your transactions. There are other business credit cards that would give you a higher multiplier depending on the category than 1.5% that the Chase Inc. Unlimited is offering. Let's go over some frequently asked questions. And again, these are questions that I had when I was applying for both credit cards, as well as some questions that I saw on some Facebook groups, as well as other YouTube videos. Were you instantly approved for the Chase Inc. Unlimited card? Yes, I was approved, but that's because I already had the Chase Inc. cash card in my arsenal. If I didn't have that, I'm pretty sure, better yet, I know for a fact I wouldn't be automatically approved, because when I applied for the Chase Ink Cash Card, I was asked to submit additional documentation. When I submitted my application, I got that dreaded message of, hey, we have to review your application and we'll get back to you. So again, don't be alarmed if it's your first time applying and you get that screen. It just might be that you need to provide an additional form. Where you ask to provide additional forms, I was asked for the Chase Ink Cash Card, which again was my first business credit card, and I had to provide my employer identification number letter. What kind of business do you have? I have a rental property that is bringing in income. How much should your business make to apply for a business credit card? Honestly, it could be any amount. You don't have to be making hundreds of thousands, or hundreds of dollars on a monthly basis to be approved for a business credit card. Technically, you don't even have to be making income as of right now while you're applying for a business credit card. As long as there's an expectation or you're thinking that you're going to be bringing in income, you would be able to get approved for a business credit card. But let's say that you do have a business that is bringing in income, then you should apply for a business credit card. Now, with that said, I do want to make sure you guys know that when we're talking about business, it could be anything that's bringing you extra income. So for example, if you sell stuff through Etsy or eBay and you bring in income, that can qualify as a business. That could get you a business credit card. If you do any freelance work that people pay, whether that's because you're writing articles or you're editing YouTube videos, that's additional income. That can also get you a business credit card. If you make money on YouTube, then hey, that's additional income that would allow you to get a business credit card. Full disclosure, I am nowhere close to that. Right now, I'm just doing it for fun. How many years has your business been in place? When I applied for the Chase Ink Cash Card, which again was my first business credit card application, my business had been in place for 6 months. So again, it hadn't been a year, 2 years, or 3 years. It had only been 6 months. Fast forward, when I applied for the Chase Ink Unlimited card, my business had been in place for 12 months, for a full year. How did you apply? As mentioned at the beginning of this video, I didn't apply as a limited liability corporation, which maybe I should look into. I didn't apply as a partnership or as a corporation. I applied as a sole proprietor. Did you have any business credit? On my first business credit card, which again was the Chase Ink Cash, no, I had no business credit history whatsoever. When I applied for the Chase Ink Unlimited card, I had 6 months worth of business credit history. Now, quickly, when I applied for both credit cards, my personal credit was at 750 or higher, depending on which agency you're looking at. So again, your personal credit history will be leveraged when you're applying for a business credit card, especially if it's your first time applying for a business credit card or a business loan whatsoever. On both of my applications, my personal credit was pulled for the application. So even on the Chase Ink Unlimited, when I already had a relationship with Chase and I already had 6 months worth of business history, Chase still pulled my personal credit for that application. Does 524 affect business credit cards? The best way I can put it is that you need to be under 524 to apply / get approved for the business credit card. However, once you're approved for the business credit card, it doesn't affect your 524 status. What that means is that you need to be under 524 to get approved, but once you're approved, it doesn't affect your status. Now, recently, I've seen different YouTube videos as well as Facebook groups post where people have been able to get approved for the business credit cards while being over 524. So again, if that is your situation, technically you can still apply and hopefully get approved. Did you do anything or acquire anything on top of what you normally would for an individual credit card? I did have to get an employer identification number. And that's not because I had to, but that's because I chose to do that myself. So I went to the government's website, put in all my information, what I was doing, what I was looking to get, and I was able to get an EIN number right away. Literally within 5 minutes of submitting my application, I got an email verification with that information. And what an EIN is basically like a social security number for your business. Now, do you need to have an EIN in place? No. Technically, You don't have to. You don't need it. There's a lot of people that have been able to get their business credit cards while utilizing their personal social security number. Do you have a business address? No, I don't. And when I submitted both of my applications, I made sure to utilize my personal home address as the business address. What did you put for the total gross annual income? On my first business credit card application, like I mentioned before, I only had 6 months worth of income. So what I had to do was go back and multiply what my monthly revenue was times 12 to give me my annual gross income. So while I technically had not made that amount, that was my best estimate. That was what I was expecting to make within a year's time frame. Did you lie on the application? No, absolutely not. And this is one thing that I want you guys to make sure you do as well. Whatever you do, do not lie on your application. The last thing you want to do is get caught lying on an application. That would get you into a lot of trouble. How much were you approved for? On both applications, I was initially approved for $3,000. So again, not the highest amount, but I was just happy that I was approved for a business credit card at the time. But what's nice about it is that after having both credit cards for, from 3 to 4 months, Chase automatically increased the limit on both of my credit cards to double that amount without having to pull my credit. With that being said, if you're thinking about applying for any of the business credit cards that Chase has to offer, please do me a solid and use the referral link in the description of this video to help out this small channel. With that said, if you found any information useful in this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as that like button. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.